My name's Michelle Cahill. I write poetry. I write short stories and fiction and essays, and I edit a journal which I co-founded in 2007 called MASCARA Literary Review. And the journal is an international journal of creative writing and critical writing, but with a particular focus on Asian Australian literature. And the idea of the journal is to reflect back different perspectives about the way we as Australians see the world, particularly Asia, and the way that Asia looks back at us. And I'm very deeply satisfied with having developed the project over the last few years, and that it does make a small contribution to the diversity of our literatures. I was born in Kenya and I went to primary school in the UK, and my parents are of Indian origin, and my mother's Goan and my father is Anglo-Indian. And I migrated with my family here when I was 11. So the whole experience of migration is a really big part of my work, and exploring the idea of living in many places or having an imaginary habitation in many places and connecting with different countries and cultures, and in a real and imaginative sense. And for me, travel is important to my work, but I've never really travelled in a touristic kind of way. For me, physical journeys and the journeys of writing are very intertwined, so that I sometimes travel because I'm writing about a project, or on the other hand, writing about a project might inspire me to research a country or the idea of a story or a poem, and that may lead me to travel to that place. So for me, this kind of notion that we don't just belong in one place or one country, and we don't just necessarily have a static language, but that language is something which breaks down and fragments, and so does who we are fragment. That's kind of an important part of my work. I have a 10-year-old daughter called Tegan, and obviously she's a really important and special part of my life, and I can tell you so many stories about what it's been like being a writer and a mum, but one that comes to mind is me sitting at my computer the day before I was going to have cesarean, typing away and writing. Tegan's always been there with me, going to the post office to send off submissions, and she comes to book launches and she doesn't like them. And anyway, it's a really interesting kind of juggle that you have as a parent, trying to be creative, and sometimes that becomes a theme of poems as well. It's cool. It's cool. It can be done, and I think it's important that mothers are encouraged and have the opportunities to have their work showcased. I've had 2 books of poetry published, and also a chapbook. Vishvarupa is my most recent book, and I edited this collection, Poetry Without Borders, which was a little transnational collection of poetry, and I've had my poems published in various anthologies and collections. Night birds. Snow falls undisturbed in branches. The city refuses to dream, for sparrows, for park drunks, though it's past midnight. Like a prayer, our moon waits to be spoken. Once, we chased Malame's swan, dragging dissolute wings into flight. Winter's amnesia preserved us, unearthly swans, writhing in mud. Words broke their baroque chords, creaking in my nest of bones. You roped me tempting alibis, singing the frost, blotting out stars. Nightbirds slumber. Stay, with arms unhinged. We'll watch sparks flame as dancing roses, souvenirs of silence. My body rivers over absent fields where words rescue or reduce me, until I try to erase whiteness, her artefacts, a snow-dusted angel of the lake, the symmetry of elms undressing like brides in the night's incomplete sentence.